Welcome back to the Have Not Room. I am Ben, and I'm here with Brian, and we're gonna cover mostly Week 5 of Big Brother 25, but we missed Week 4, and we're already in the beginnings of Week 6. So I'm sure we'll have a little bit to cover, especially given that Week 6 seems like it might be a rerun of Week 4. We should probably at least touch upon it.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say I don't feel like we missed week 4 at all. We're getting to experience it all over again. Well, I want to get your quick, like, obviously, we're not fans of Cam. I don't think not a great player. Has done some questionable things also in the house that we're not fans of. But do you feel bad for any player for holding down a button for 14 hours and then having that effort completely erased?
In theory, yes, but in this specific circumstance, I think that his game was improved by his HOH getting canceled because he played it so badly. So I from like a viewer perspective care more about the fact that Big Brother decided after a decade and a half to bring back the pressure cooker and then to introduce a silly twist that we canceled the entire week on the week that they brought that competition back. So
that was strange to do that, but yeah, no, continue.
Yeah, so I actually like in theory, like the 90+% of the time, I would say yes. I feel bad for the player in like a circumstance like this where they win this crazy endurance comp, second, barely the second longest comp in the history of the show, and only to have their entire week, reset buttoned. But yeah, I actually think it intrinsically ended up helping his game for that to happen. And yeah, it also gave him information about what potentially to do and not do if maybe in the future he were to get power again, hypothetically, theoretically, automatically speaking. Definitely just a hypothetical.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive at this point how bad these other players are. And obviously the Jared Suri connection has really, I don't know if I want to say stifled gameplay, but it's really like undercut the efforts of the other side of the house in many ways. They've still not put it together though. Jared every day gets closer to just revealing it. It seems.
Well, he's already revealed it, obviously, to Blue. We talked about, but yeah, he got close to accidentally revealing into Corey in America also this past week, which I'm surprised didn't really make. I guess maybe it'll end up in like a filler segment on Sunday or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I guess the Thursday episode is probably a little bit too packed for them to fit it in. In terms of explaining why the vote flipped and then flipped again.
Right. How do we feel about Jared's HOH this week?
I mean, it's like, so my thing with like getting HOH and getting power, right? And this will tie into what our newest HOH is going to be doing, is when you're in the power structure, like all an HOH should be doing is just like reinforcing the status quo, because you're already in a favorable position. And I think that like Jared's biggest mistake was probably fighting so hard for seemingly no reason to not putting Bowie up as the replacement nom. When if you look at like the structure of these kind of fake alliances that Suri has, that made the most like logical sense in terms of being able to play it off. But because you have somebody like Jag, who is like arguably the worst Big Brother player of all time, he's definitely in the conversation. It didn't really matter. So yeah, I would say like 7 out of 10.
Yeah. No, I think it was a good one for him from where, he was going, and like you said, just no one seems to be able to capitalize on any misstep at all.
Yeah.
It definitely, I don't want to say, I don't like it's not rigged or anything, but they definitely hooked Suri up with a very like bad game playing cast.
Yeah, it definitely
Maybe gave
feels
Boston Rob.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say it's Redemption Island-esque. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's fine, and like I'll watch it because I like Suri as a player, but I'm just at this point, just like not expecting anything from any of these other players because they're all just like uniquely, perplexingly horrible at the show.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, we've said the entire time that Suri is the runaway favorite to win, like from like day 3. And I would say at this point, she has like definitely over 50% win equity, which is insane at the final 12. Like, why would you? In what other circumstance ever has a player had like very clear majority win equity at the final 12 in any season of anything?
No, it's insane. It's like I said, it's Boston Rob esque. It's for Big Brother comp, I guess. Derek, although we didn't
Derek.
know that he could, like finish it when we were watching live. We were like, oh, maybe he'll screw up, but he didn't. He just kind of marched it down to it. But yeah, it's incredibly impressive, and obviously, it's helped by Jared being there and Jared being included in alliances that Suri wasn't at the very beginning and allowing her to kind of maneuver around that and dismantle that counter alliance very like expertly. So
to a degree, yeah. I mean, I would also argue they kind of dismantled themselves pretty handily. So
that's true.
So yeah, I would say like talking about like as we get into like cam stuff, right? The kind of like overarching Big Brother strategy is if you're in the power position, you make moves to maintain the status quo. And if you're not in the power position, you have to make moves to upset the status quo. And as we'll get into with what Cam's doing here and what Cam like mildly considered doing the first time, but never actually didn't even like follow through on that with Red's veto, is the idea of like when it's appropriate to do a backdoor. Because I don't think that people who watch the show or like I don't think most people like understand what a backdoor is for. And they're just like, oh, a backdoor is just like the default way you should be trying to get people out, when like that's not the case at all. The backdoor is a specific strategy used in Felicia, I think, is a good example of when you should use one, which is when you're in a power position as HOH and you're trying to take out a specific targeted like outsider threat that also is a challenge, like potentially could win a comp, right? So Felicia's HOH, she's in a power core. She needs to take out Heisem, who's like on the margins and is also shown himself to be a comp threat. Perfect time to use a backdoor. Makes a lot of sense. Worked great. Heisem left. When you're on the outskirts, a backdoor just like fundamentally and strategically makes no sense because you don't have the social capital to like actually execute it.
Mm-hmm. You got to just nominate 2 people you'd want to go home and then have a backup person that you still also want to go home.
Yeah.
Or two backup people that you want in case one wins the veto. Yeah, like you said, he's not going to get his way if he puts up pawns this week. The pawn will go home.
When he puts up pawns.
Yeah,
when he puts up pawns in like an hour or two.
At the time of recording, but yeah, when he puts Blue and Jag up on the block again this afternoon, he's just going to, send one of them out the door. We don't know which one yet, but it will be one of them.
It'll be Jag if Jag doesn't win veto. Otherwise, it'll be Blue.
The only like potentially interesting outcome of this entire week would be Jag winning the veto and Cameron putting Izzy up, and then maybe Suri and Jared will have some friction over which one of those 2 go home.
Yeah, I agree. And then like, let's be clear here. Like, Cam is heavily hinting. Like he's what you'd call like meta guarding his plan He's not telling the cameras or production or any of his allies, even though he's like hinted to Bowie that he has greater plans. He's hinted to America that he's had greater plans, but he's not voiced to us or anybody what those plans are. The thing people are assuming it is going to be an Izzy backdoor. I've seen people also speculate maybe a Jared backdoor, but I don't think that's the case because I think that he's said things that would indicate that he trusts Jared more than other people in the core. So I would say like probably like 80% he's planning on backdooring Izzy. But yeah, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Izzy has a vote to say.
Yeah, I it'll make Jared upset, but
yeah,
it is what it is. Yeah, and Cerie's already kind of like shown like obviously she loves Jared, she wants Jared to do well. She will do what she thinks is right, though she's not gonna fall on the sword for Jared for like other people. It's like his tangential alliance member, Blue, or his showmance.
I think there's potential in an end game for Cirie to fall on her sword for Jared. I don't think that she's not gonna like go out of her way to save Blue if like it's if it like makes sense for Blue to go.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just like surprised in a way, given what happened last night with Red going home, with Cam being 8-2, with Cam looking super locked in and like pissed off, and then winning a very interesting HOH. Although I love the booth comps for finding out who won. That was an interesting one. I just thought like in that moment, like, okay, Cam knows what happened. He knows like who did this. And then he doesn't. It's shocking.
I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I think he knows, like he's vocalized before this like core 3 of Cirie, Felicia, Izzy, which is outdated at this point. Felicia is like kind of floated away from that core. And I would say like Mimi is more into that core at this point than Felicia. But regardless, like he's like aware enough to know that his noms should be just Cirie and Izzy. Those also aren't the perfect noms. Like the perfect noms would be obviously Cirie and Jared, but like Cirie and Izzy are like good enough noms. And like, Izzy's in that situation, Izzy would actually be the one in danger of going home. And in that situation, Izzy might, do some crazy shit, as opposed to now where even if she ends up on the block as a backdoor target, she'll be completely safe. And it's kind of up in the air whether she'll do crazy shit or not. So yeah, I don't know. Because he has the information available to him. I just don't think he's like smart enough to know what to do with it. Because I think that like this like backdoor virus is like infected every Big Brother player, where they're like, oh, every move that like I can't show my cards, but it's like, okay, but like everyone knows your cards. Like literally fucking everybody else in the house except for Bowie wants you out, and they've tried to get you out. Literally, like every opportunity that Cameron has had to get nominated, he has gotten nominated. Like every single time there has been an opportunity, he's been nominated. And he talks about it. He said, the fucking gross confessional in the DR in last night's episode of the, daddy's been on the block 3 times or whatever. Like, yeah, it made me cringe, but like, yeah, you're correct. Why don't you do some introspection on that and realize that you have to make more bold plays than just kind of do these sly little backdoor plans that probably are going to fail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, a real modern day Frank from BB14, just on the block or HOH every week.
Yeah, including the misogyny.
Including the misogyny. He's the whole package. So look forward to seeing him in a captain season in 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. BB29, the return of Cam. No, it's crazy. I think what also is very crazy is just like crazy to the point of just like being egregious. Jag is horrible. He sucks. Like, I'm sorry. I wanted to root for Jag. Like, I was optimistic,
likable dude
coming into the season, and he's just disappointed me at every turn.
Yeah, no, he like Jag. I'm sure lovely person. I haven't seen anything to indicate the contrary. He seems like it would be a lot of fun to hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
Like really great personality. Arguably the worst Big Brother player in the history of the show. Like
Yeah.
I have not seen anybody like being given every possible like he was handed a roadmap not once but twice. First of all, he was handed a roadmap the first time, ignored it, saw the roadmap play out the way it was described to him exactly, got eliminated from the game and saved last minute by a twist. And now we're playing it out again, where he's again being handed the roadmap. You're like, hey, here's the roadmap. In case you missed it, it's what happened 2 weeks ago. Why don't you do something to not do the exact same thing again? And he's like, nope, I'd rather just lose. So
Yeah,
I don't know. There's no argument. There's nothing. There's nothing I could say. Like there's no value to him as a player at all.
yeah, it's so disappointing.
Yeah,
Because
at least Big D was in a majority alliance.
Yeah. Big D went to the final too. He knew he was at least gonna get that what is it, $50,000 check?
Yeah,
Like he's okay with that. Like Jag's gonna get
nothing.
nothing.
He's gonna get a trip home.
Yeah, he's gonna get to.
He's gonna get a record for the most votes cast against him in a single season. That's what he's gonna get.
Oh, yeah, it would be 18 at that point.
No, it's gonna be 20, right? Because he got 2 against him in this past one.
Wow, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's so bad. Yeah, no, there's just nothing I can really say to defend him at this point. Like, I had like a brief moment last week where Blue and Jag were talking and like seeming to figure it out and seeming to put the pieces together. And then they went to bed and woke up and were just like back to,
Yeah.
back to themselves. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I don't know what happened. There's a gas leak in the BB house, I guess.
Yeah, they made a plan, which was a great plan, which was, hey, we trust America. America's giving us all of this very useful information that we're throwing away and ignoring for the most part, but it's useful information that is like ending up, retroactively seeming useful. So let's bring her into a trio, and then she'll have Corey as like a hanger-on, and Blue will have Jared as a hanger-on, and Jag will have Matt as a hanger-on. But we all know that Corey, Jared, and Matt are probably going to feed information back to the power core if we give it to them. So what we can do is not tell them information and not let it feed back to the power core, and just use them as votes. Pretty good idea. Pretty good strategy, right? Unfortunately,
I don't know.
Unfortunately, that didn't last, and they just immediately fed all the information to Corey, and all of that information from Corey ended up back to the power core. And they woke up the next day and they were like, actually, this plan seems really bad for some reason. And I'm like, okay, well, you didn't even try. You didn't even do anything.
No. Listen, some people come on to Big Brother to win Big Brother. Some people come on for the experience, like Bowie.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and some people just, want to be on TV.
Yeah, but like, is Jag? I didn't think that Jag was one of those people. Like, he seemed like at the start of the game to be the least incompetent person in Handful, which is low bar, but still. And now
that's who you surround yourself with. It's like, oh, this guy seems smart because he's not so outwardly dumb, but I guess not.
Mm-hmm, yeah, it's like what Red said in his speech. Yeah, it's better to keep your mouth shut and make people think you're a fool rather than open your mouth and confirm it.
Yep.
And Jag has done a lot of opening his mouth and confirming it in the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Just terrible stuff. Real bad. So I guess we can't really predict what's going to happen, but
I mean, we can because we watched it happen 2 weeks ago.
That's true. So yeah, if Jag stays on the block, he'll presumably go home again. But for real this time.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, something's happening with the jury, so that's vague.
You have speculation?
Oh God. they don't seem to like to do buybacks anymore in the post-COVID era. Although I don't know how like serious, there's no BB bubble this
Yeah,
year.
they have a live audience, so there's not that much
they have
of
a
a bubble.
live audience. So I don't think they care about COVID in any way. So maybe it could be a battle back. I've heard people say there's going to be a camp comeback again, which would be even worse.
That would be probably the
gameplay.
worst thing ever. Yeah.
So let's lock it in. Camp comeback happening again.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. Other than that, what else could it be? Could it be? I've heard people speculate that there's going to be a final 3 and the jury's already started. Maybe I don't like that personally.
That's better than camp comeback, but it's still bad.
Yeah, right now it's the second show. I would like a battle back if they want to do something. I don't mind buybacks at all in Big Brother. I think it's like part of the DNA of the show in a lot of ways.
And as we've seen with Jag, completely irrelevant.
It doesn't matter at all. I don't love final 3s. I think the whole point of the final 2 with a jury is like you went as far as you can. Now you got to let the other people decide. And I like that a lot. Whereas the final 3, it's like you'd still vote someone off here, So I don't know. What do you think it will be?
Yeah. And I mean, we've seen a final 3 in BBOTT, and it was like clunky. It didn't really work well. And like the final 3, like HOH is very iconic in Big Brother. Like not to say that the final 3 HOH or the final 3 Immunity and Survivor is or wasn't previously.
Right.
I would say like the format is very unique and iconic. I don't think they're going to do that. I think that it's probably going to be they're told up front that there's a buyback, which is bad. I don't like that. I would rather them not be told because that's just going to stifle gameplay and make people afraid.
And at this point, they could trick them because there hasn't been one the last few years.
Yeah. Or I've seen people speculate that they could be moving from a jury of 9 to a jury back to a jury of 7, which for a 17-person cast would be pretty crazy because that would mean 9 jurors finalists and 8 pre-jurors, which is a lot. It's like a big split. But I would not mind that. They're just telling them straight up like, hey, normally you would have made jury, but nope, we're doing a jury of 7. So you got 2 more eliminations, dumbasses.
Yeah, and hey, that's fine. To me,
that's fine.
Like, whatever.
That's definitely the least bad outcome, in my opinion. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be whatever is horrible. I'm sure it'll be even more horrible than the most horrible thing we came up with. So,
yeah, I mean, I also feel like they could do buybacks in such creative ways if they don't feel comfortable with like having people enter, leave, and re-enter the house. Just do the music festival twist again, but have the 2, where they split the house and have the 2 eliminated people face off in a comp.
Yeah, they could do that. They could also do the like round trip ticket or whatever the hell it was called.
Oh yeah, that was fine.
Yeah, where like everyone gets a ticket and one of them is a round trip, and if the person with the round trip ticket gets evicted, they just get right back. I mean, that's basically what happened with Jag, except like, in this case, it would have no strategy attached to it.
Yeah.
So
the only thing I disliked about that is they didn't use it to like play into Paul immediately coming back, even though they had the round trip ticket.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even think. I never really put that together. Yeah, it's true because Paul was not eliminated.
I was convinced. I was like, they're gonna use that to explain why Paul's back, but the 20K thing was fun.
So yeah, I don't know. Every time they like tease a twist and don't explain it right off the bat, I always just get nervous because it's usually not good. But
right, great. This is gonna be horrible.
But like, I don't know. They can't. I don't think they can make it more of a cakewalk for Suri than it already is. So
no.
Maybe any twist at least will have a zero-sum effect.
No, I agree. So there's not a ton to talk about. Like
there is, but it's not really relevant.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's been not great stuff that's happened in the
Mhm.
house. That is like, do we want to even talk about that? I don't know. Like, it's a bummer. Wish people could just be chill, but maybe that's the fault of the 24-hour live streams. Like, if
Yeah.
you're not chill, it will come out eventually.
I mean, yeah, the great part of that is you could be talking about 3 different things and I have no idea which one.
Yep, I am talking all of them at once.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Yeah. It's crazy to me that Bowie Jane had no active participation in the game for a month and a half, and she's still like probably not a bottom 5 player on the cast.
Bowie Jane's having a great summer. Let's put it
No,
that way.
she's locked into Final 5. What are you talking about? Like, there's no way she's getting evicted. Why is she? Why would anyone evict her?
Yeah, very like almost shades of was it Jen for BB14?
Yeah.
It was like Jen is here also, not doing anything, but she will be the 5th place person in the season.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see her just being the runner-up in certain instances, right? Like, if we don't get, like, if one of Suri, Jared, Izzy gets sniped out before the final 3, and like Bowie Jane sneaks in there, like, it's not impossible, right? Like, if you have like say Suri gets sniped out at like in the 4 to 6 range, right? And you have like a Jared, Izzy, Bowie final 3, and Jared wins final HOH. Like, he's probably taking Bowie over Izzy,
right,
for an easy win. Like,
yeah.
I think if Suri is there, her and Jared probably take each other. Right. But I think I don't think I think they'd probably tear up Izzy's birth certificate into the Fields family.
Yeah, but she did get added officially. So you said Field. So who's the real winner of the season? Is Izzy?
Yeah, I mean, she's a social media stalkers everywhere rejoice that they maybe one day could become Izzy Fields.
Yeah, they wish.
Yeah.
I mean, Izzy saw what she wanted night 1 and she took it. And can't get mad at that.
I mean, look, I'll say this. A lot of people are hard on Izzy, and like I've tried to be more open to the idea that Izzy is not really bad at Big Brother, and just like happens to be well positioned. But I will say that is Izzy playing perfectly for like in a vacuum, assuming she could play perfectly? No.
Right.
Is Izzy capable of playing well outside of the way that she is playing right now, which is just being a hanger-on for Suri? I don't think so. So this is probably her ceiling.
Izzy's going deep. There's no okay.
Well,
there's the smallest chance Izzy gets sniped by somebody along the way.
Yeah, I mean, she's very openly like Suri's insurance policy.
Yeah.
Like this week, if Cam was if Cam had like a second brain cell, like Izzy would be going home, right? Yeah. So like, there's definitely ways where she doesn't go deep.
Yeah, but at least he doesn't have to share the brain cell with Red this week, like he had been.
True.
That's big dub.
Previously had been operating with half a brain cell, and now he's got a full one. So at least
that's why he'll put Izzy up.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, as opposed to 2 weeks ago where he could have put Izzy up and didn't even do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, terrible.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about Red other than he looks like someone we know, which was exciting?
I mean, at least he like vocalized that he was essentially like bowing out and not trying, as opposed to Jag, who like appears to want to try, but like repeatedly doesn't actually try. So yeah, I don't know. I don't particularly like people who come on Big Brother and do nothing and then are like Yeah, okay, I guess I'll get voted out. That's fine. But that's half this casting, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think about his birthday? That was fun. Would you say your birthday is in the filming if you were on Big Brother?
What is the upside to that?
I don't know. Well, you get fun party hats. That's fun.
I mean, I guess you'd have to assume
Breakfast
that
in bed?
production, like you'd have to, if it was a lie,
Mhm.
you would have to like operate under the assumption that production would go along with your lie.
Yeah, right.
Which is like that's kind
would
of
they or would they not? I don't know.
I don't think they like. I think it depends how fun you were. Like if you were,
Yeah, right.
I think if you were like a Bowie Jane, they'd probably not go along with it. But if you were like, a more fun player or character, and you're like really kind of a producer's pet, kind of like probably would.
Mm-hmm. It could be a fun segment that you play it like it is really your birthday, and then reveal.
Well,
it's like it's not even my birthday. I just felt like making all these people.
I mean, as we saw this past week, and historically on Big Brother and all of these shows, like people don't care. Like they'll vote you out if it's your birthday.
They shouldn't care.
They shouldn't care.
The last thing that matters.
Yeah, no, they definitely shouldn't care. But I mean, they were joking about how funny it was that they were going to be voting out Red in his birthday week.
Yeah.
Felicia and Suri and Izzy were like laughing at how hilarious it was. And it was funny.
My birthday is as far away from the filming dates as you can pretty much get. So
yeah, I mean, same. Like, we're pretty around the same. You're in January, I'm December. It's like,
yeah. So like, there's nothing. Well, I guess if they have a writer's strike, maybe there'll be another season in the winter.
They did have. There has been. Not impossible.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, lying about stupid stuff about yourself is just so pointless. I hate like there's like a very narrow like amount of things that are correct to lie about in my opinion.
Right.
And
because then you have to like figure out where your birth chart would be, because people will definitely talk about that because there's nothing to talk about in the BB house, and be too much.
Yeah, no, it's like lying about your age is usually stupid. Lying about your profession is usually stupid. There's like I think like Derek, obviously, like not saying he's a detective, that makes sense. Like like there's some professions where it makes sense, but people like massively over, like Blue, right, is a brand strategist, but she's like, oh, I'm like a social media person, like whatever twist she put on it. It's like, yeah, just because strategist is in the name of your job doesn't mean you're smart, like good at strategy, as we've seen from Blue.
Right. What did Sarah Beth, what was her job? She was like a science person, and then she said she was a person.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She's like, what was it? Because that one was like a half lie, because it was like a thing that she did on the side as well.
Yeah, that she did also.
There's like Bowie this season is a lawyer and a DJ, but she's telling them that she's only a DJ.
Yeah, like if we went on and we were like, well, we're a podcaster, Yeah. But we really have other jobs, but we're podcasters for the show.
Well, that would be probably worse than just saying our normal jobs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, my job is I study Big Brother professionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Probably the worst thing you could say.
I wouldn't say as a Big Brother podcast.
I'm a sports podcaster.
Yeah. See, I got a sports background. Yeah. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I agree. Like, there's almost no point in lying. But if you do lie, don't own up to it either, because that's so much worse. Mm-hmm. I've seen it firsthand, and games go horribly. For people who lie and then say, actually, I lied. It's like, why would you say that?
Mm-hmm. I definitely, Bowie comes out and says, hey, I'm also a lawyer. That's something you've never seen before, Brian.
It is very fun. It is very funny. There are times where it creeps through. Mm-hmm. Like, she'll be like, actually, that's like something you can't do legally. It's like, why did DJ know that? But then she gets like very serious and like, no, you can't like do something like that. Mm-hmm. Which I think is very fun.
Yeah, that's just her 36 years of experience, and definitely not 45 years of experience on planet Earth speaking.
Love that too. Lying about your age.
Yeah.
Was okay. Heisem targeted or wanted to target Red because of his Hogwarts house, which is a real thing. So, would you lie about that, Ben?
I don't see why. I mean, I have glasses. I feel like people are going to be like smart anyways, right?
Right?
I'm not. It's not going to be like, oh, he's got glasses on. He's got like a nerdy profession. Oh, he's a fucking Ravenclaw. We got to get him out.
Yeah, right. But that's what happened to Cam. He said he was a Ravenclaw, and Heisem was like, absolutely the fuck not. Hufflepuff, I can manage, but Ravenclaw, no way. Just gotta go.
Well, I thought it was that he thought that Cam was lying about his house.
Funny, I didn't realize that.
I don't know. I can't.
He's like, no way.
It was so
That's
stupid
bullshit.
that I tuned out the details.
Yeah, that's a Gryffindor if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So, what do you think of Heisem? What do you think Heisem's thinking right now, sitting at home, watching Cam dominate everybody in comps?
Well, that's the thing. It does. Like, everyone's making this joke, right? Like, oh, they should have kept Heisem, but like, not really, because like
Cam probably
was fucking brain dead. Why would they keep somebody who's actually like smart?
Yeah.
Like, Cam's winning all the comps and just doing what they would want him to do anyways for no reason. So like,
is there any reality where Cam comps out to the point where like he just becomes part of the alliance because it's like, well, we're just gonna have to navigate around Cam winning comps?
They're just gonna backdoor him next week.
Yeah, they're just gonna backdoor him next week.
Yeah.
It is funny that I've heard that he's kind of like, well, I'm just gonna comp out. It's like probably not possible from here, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No, like 8 is like when you could comp out from.
Is that when Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin did it from 8, I think. Yeah.
Which is still pretty far.
Yeah, and like I think Ian did it from like 7. Like it's possible to do. Actually, no, Ian didn't do it from 7 because he was vulnerable at 4. Yeah. But like he almost did. Like there's. It's possible from 8, I say. Like maybe from 9. The idea that you can do it from like 13, 14 is like
it's so ridiculous.
You don't understand the game.
Yeah. So he's supposedly a super fan, but he's very clearly, or at least it seems that he's never seen an episode of Big Brother in his life.
That's the thing, right? You can watch Big Brother and not understand the game at all, right? Like it's not like there's plenty of people I know who've like watched Big Brother and don't really like intricately understand the strategy.
It kind of feels like he came on here and he's like, I want to be exactly as good at Big Brother as Cody from BB19 was. And
yeah, well, that's the comparison I was thinking of. Yeah. Where he's also like somebody who's, very unlikable, but should be in an underdog spot, but is too incompetent of a player to even pull that off. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So
probably also going to go out in the same spot.
Probably the first jury member. Yeah. If everything stays the same. So, wow. Exciting stuff, really.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested if, Cam makes this play, Jag or Blue goes out anyways, even if he does successfully, or, does successfully at least renom Izzy. And he stays. They either botch the back door or they he gets picked and wins the veto, or there's outcomes there where he survives. And then maybe he wins the subsequent HOH. Maybe third time's a charm, and maybe he'll do the correct thing then.
Yeah. No, he'll just get whichever one of.
Yeah, he'll put up. Blue will go out this week, and he'll put up Jag and Matt.
He'll finally get Jag out.
Yeah, he'll finally get Jag out. Yeah,
he'll have confessions about, I have been trying to get Jag out for weeks. This is the correct thing to do.
Yeah, and Jag will win veto again. He'll put up Izzy again, and be like, this time the back door will work, and Matt will go.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Any chance for a Chillers Amazing Race show? Like, do you think the Chillers will be on the Amazing Race? Cam and Red.
I think it's more likely that Bowie ends up in the Amazing Race.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think either. I also think Amazing Race might be a little tired of Big Brother players coming on and winning. That's gonna be
Mhm.
kind of annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's
They
yeah.
gotta put more Survivor players on because for the most part they've been horrible at the Amazing Race.
Well, I mean, even like historically before, well, I guess like Brenchel came in third twice.
Yeah, right.
But
They
like,
did good.
yeah. But they came in third twice on seasons they never were going to win, because both of their seasons had like wildly like the winners of both of those seasons were just like in an entirely different tier.
Yeah, I remember we covered one back in the day.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we covered
Season.
All Stars 2,
Mhm.
which traditionally in is the worst version of All Star seasons, both an Amazing Race and in Big Brother. So
I've watched 5 Amazing Race seasons front to back, and straight up 3 of them had at least one of the Afghanimals in it.
mhm,
Or no, they were both on it. It was the
mhm.
challenge that only one of them was on. So that's
Yeah,
my favorite team, just
yeah,
because they're always on it.
yeah. The only Franken teams were on. Well, there was a Franken team, right? We had was Mark and Mallory on All Stars 2, right? That's supposed to be Mark and Bopper, and then
I think
Bopper
so.
couldn't,
And
and then Mark
then
and Mallory, and then
yeah,
for some
and
reason
we
they
had
were like, instead of doing Gary and Mallory, we're just gonna do yeah, Mark and Mallory, and obviously that went poorly because they
yeah,
had no synergy or anything.
yeah, and then kind of with Rachel and Alyssa.
And
Although
Alyssa, true,
Alyssa had
yeah,
never
that's
played before,
yeah.
so that was kind of weird.
And well,
I
and
wasn't think-
in the first Amazing Race All Stars was won by a Franken team.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's so interesting.
yeah, so they were from different teams originally on the same season, but they met on that season and then end up getting engaged.
That's fun. I love that actually.
Yeah, really cool
The
story.
first one is because one of their partners got hurt right before it.
In Mark and Bopper's situation, I think yes. I think Bopper had like a injury or like a workplace injury or something like that. I don't know.
This is sad. That sucks.
Yeah, especially because Mark and Bopper were one of the only likable teams from that season that they were from.
Even worse. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the next season of The Amazing Race. We'll see what happens there.
Mhm.
We won't cover it just because we need at least one show that we don't obsessively cover. But Survivor's coming up. Very exciting stuff.
Survivor's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Cast is out. Circle is filming in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, yeah, because the UK circle's over, so they probably just took all that stuff down, right?
Yeah. Unfortunate. They canceled the better version of the circle, and they kept the worse version. So, yeah,
I was genuinely shocked Netflix didn't just buy the rights to the UK circle.
Well,
right? It's a cheap show that has a built-in fan base.
What
they already film in.
What they've been doing though is they've just been putting like a smattering of Brits here and there on the US version, and they're like, that counts.
Kind of, yeah. But they've also been entertaining players every time, so I'm not complaining.
Sure.
There.
I just I don't know what it is, because like usually UK versions of competition reality shows are worse because they're like less afraid to play hard. But
right.
The circle was like an outlier in that situation.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens this year. We'll probably be back to cover that on Influencer Chat. So check out, obviously, the Have Nots, the Blindsiders, our Survivor podcast coming back, and we got Influencer Chat, as well as sports. I got the sports background because the NFL is coming back, and I was too lazy to set up my BB background.
The NFL is back. Yeah,
the NFL's back. Yeah, we had a game.
Had a game yesterday.
Very fun.
Yeah. Chiefs lost somehow.
Hey, that Lions team dangerous. Shout out Dan from Big Brother. I think he's a Lions fan. Right? He's from Michigan. Yeah. So
one of multiple Michiganders that have won the game, including the most 2 recent winners.
Right, and Big Meech's brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Deep cut. Well, kind of. Oh, actually, that was a while ago now. 7 years ago. God, we're old, Ben. Talking a lot of Big Brother. So anything else that we didn't talk about that you wanted to?
I mean, I guess like what are you have any? Are you a core America stan?
Yeah, I mean, I like them. They're
Mm-hmm.
cute. I think it's kind of funny that he's like, I don't want to like do anything, but he's also like still cuddling, and that's it's good for them. I'm glad they found one another in this crazy Big Brother house, because I don't anticipate them leaving with the money, so at least they're leaving with each other.
Well, I guess we could, because short term everything is a mess and everyone's playing badly, and it's pretty obvious that who the next couple people out are going to be. We could look long term. The long term plan that Izzy has at least put forward with Jared and Sari is she wants a final five of those three, Bowie and Blue for some reason, even though that's horrible for her.
Yeah, terrible.
With like Mimi as 6, and then Cool America as 7, 8. So right now, it seems like they're not in any immediate danger. And they could potentially get into like final 9 to 7 territory intact. So like, I don't think that Corey and America are dead in the water. It's definitely going to be a lot. Like, they'll probably have to win like back-to-back HOHs in that like 10 to 7 range to like actually be able to solidify power in some way. But yeah, right now I would say the biggest mistake that Sari and friends are making are leaving that duo intact for as long as they plan to.
Yeah, that is a good point. A little bit of a blind spot there for the crew. I'm not super confident in them being able to pull out clutch wins. That's the bigger problem.
No, I'm not either. But like, this is again what we talked about it before, where it's like, is Sari playing 100% optimally? No. Is Jared playing optimally at all? No. He's playing really badly and just isn't a good spot for Sari. But nobody's able to capitalize on the mistakes. So, I'm pointing out mistakes might get capitalized on, probably won't. But we'll see. At least there are mistakes that are open to potentially be capitalized on, which is
I enjoyed. They had a moment, I think it was last week, where they were just like, "We're kind of bad at Big Brother." It's like, yeah, we are bad at Big Brother.
Yeah.
So at least they know that they're not good at this.
Yeah, they're definitely the most self-aware people outside of the core, which is again low bar.
Right. But I've enjoyed both of them, and I like obviously Zach, my winner pick from Survivor. Always soft spot for him in my heart because he was my winner pick, and he's very funny on Twitter about like everything going on with Corey in the house. So that's really fun.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. And maybe we say this a lot in these like stomp seasons, like maybe we'll have an interesting end game. Generally it doesn't end up being that interesting. But yeah, I'll leave myself open to being disappointed again.
Yeah, and other than that, I've been enjoying the challenge actually on CBS. I've been actually really into it. It's been better this year. They reworked how the game works, and it's a much better version of the game from the first season of the challenge.
Yeah, that's good. I watched 2 episodes of season 1 and like couldn't really get into it.
Yeah,
and so I was like, nah, I won't even. But if it's good, maybe I'll check it out.
I've liked it. They have 3 teams of like 8 to start instead of a bunch of pairs, which I think works a lot better. And you keep people who are like maybe not super athletic on their own or in a pair, but because they're on a team, they're making it further and they're more interesting. And I do think it helped they brought the challenge vets on, to be honest. They've added a lot of spice. I can see why people watch the regular challenge for those players.
Yeah. Speaking of challenge, though, the Johnny Bananas, I think there's like a new show.
Villain
House. Yeah, Villain House. Yeah, we got
Johnny Fairplay. Let's go.
Omarosa, New York. A lot of big names.
I know, definitely gonna check that out because, like you said, just so many big names there. And I've always like wanted to see Johnny Fairplay play Survivor again, not coming off being power bombed by Danny Bonaducci and breaking his jaw. Like I wanted to see him play without withdrawing from pain meds on Micronesia, and I would love to see him play Survivor again. I don't think it will ever happen. So this is like maybe the closest we'll get.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what the format of the show is going to look like. But a lot of big names. It's enough big names from across the reality TV historical spectrum. I am a big New York fan.
Right.
He's like guaranteed entertainment. So yeah, I'll probably check it out if I remember when it happens, because like it's kind of on a weird network, right?
It's on like 3 different networks. It's on like E and the Sci-Fi Channel and like another channel.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what that says about.
I'll have to double check. Maybe I'll put it in my calendar so I don't forget, because I'm definitely not going to remember otherwise.
It's just like very random, but
yeah.
You know what? It and I know people always say like, oh, it's so bad. The last writer's strike led to all this reality TV. Not me. You know me. I love this shit. I love these horrible reality shows so much, and we got away from them. And quite frankly, that we got away from what made television great in the 2000s. I'm glad we're getting back to it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like it's the only good thing to come out of the strike, because from what I've seen in the discussions, it doesn't seem like the writers are going to get what they want, unfortunately.
No, the studios are being assholes and just staying strong. And
hopefully they will. Hopefully they'll get what they want, and they'll hold out. And while they hold out, we get all of these trashy reality shows.
I want the writers to get all the money they need, and I want all the trashy reality shows at the same time. I think that's good, because there's just so many good ones, and maybe we'll cover them in that podcast that we battle.
Yeah, we've been batting it around for years at this point. Yeah. I want to say we did record an episode, but the recording got messed up and we couldn't release it.
Yes, but now we have StreamYard, so that wouldn't happen. True. So we could go back. I probably at this point need to rewatch Opposite Worlds again to have anything interesting to say. But
yeah.
Also, Opposite Worlds, greatest reality TV show of all time, in the sense that it's the worst reality show ever. No planning. Please watch it. You can watch it on Amazon. It's so good because it's so horrible.
I think previously when we talked about it, I said this as well, but it's literally less well run than most LRGs I've seen.
Oh, 100%.
Which is
it has a big budget and no planning. It is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Which I guess if Villain House is going to also be on Sci-Fi, it's probably going to be similar. I wonder if they'll learn their lesson.
No chance anyone who worked on Opposite Worlds still works at Sci-Fi. They all were fired.
They're all blacklisted from the industry, hopefully.
Yeah, the host was kind of having a little bit of a run. He hosted that Manhunt show. He had Opposite Worlds.
Manhunt was good.
Yeah, Manhunt was good. He was on Shark Week all the time because he's a marine biologist. Have not seen him since Opposite Worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a show that I'm surprised didn't really last. It probably could have been better designed. There were issues with it for sure, but it was narratively pleasing.
They just needed to give them longer filming. They could have. They had this interesting format.
Yeah,
and then they had to smush everything together.
Yeah,
the first week was a week long of Big Brother time, and then they're we have 3 weeks left to get rid of everyone else.
Yeah, no, they needed it. It needed to be more kind of on the rails. It was too off the rails in terms of the format, but the concept was really, really neat.
Yeah, and I'll never forget that they had an Xbox One in the future part of the house, and they didn't bother to update it, so no one could use it at all.
Yeah,
Really good planning,
The software
sci-fi.
was like, yeah.
Like, we don't have internet in this house. You can't
Mhm.
update it, so sorry. You
Mhm.
can't play what even was out at that point. Battlefield 3 or 4,
Yeah. Like it's like
Forza something.
Madden 2011 or
Yeah,
2000 what 2000 what to 14
yeah,
ish when it
yeah.
came out.
2014.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't play it. Oh man. All right. Well, this was fun. I love talking about Big Brother. Always exciting to talk about it with you. And
Mhm.
next week, hopefully, Chad will be back. He lost power this week, right
Yeah.
before we were about to record. So that sucks. But yeah, I think we'll probably keep the Fridays, going
Yeah,
for as
let's
long as this cast stays super unpredictable.
yeah, that's the issue, right? Because we historically have recorded on Tuesday,
Mhm.
but we did record one on Tuesday, and we gave a bunch of information that like was out of date like an hour and a half after we finished recording.
Before it finished uploading to YouTube, it was
Yeah,
out of date. Terrible.
because this house just like loves flipping the vote,
Mm.
and if Izzy ends up on the block, probably not going to happen this week. It'll be probably a little bit more straightforward. But it's just good to be prepared because if Jag and Blue end up staying on the block, who knows? Most likely Jag, but yeah, this cast is insane.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh man. All right. Plug away. Where do you want people to follow you? All that.
I mean, you can follow me on Twitter at Ben Sharon. Like I post very very sporadically, and like yeah, most of my tweets are about Big Brother.
Right.
So if that is of interest to you, then you can follow me there. But yeah, take it or leave it.
You can follow me on Twitter. Also, the fake BMAR, BMARR. I got a Blue Sky code.
Okay.
I'm at Brian Marr on there. I don't follow anyone because I don't know anyone else who has Blue Sky, and I don't have any followers. So if you want to follow me there, I'll follow you back. It seems very much like Twitter, but also a little bit for nerds. Also, I'll be honest, it doesn't have the edge that old school Twitter had.
That's
It
fair.
also doesn't have the real edge that new school Twitter has either.
Yeah,
Which is just Nazis.
Well, that's the thing. That's kind of the issue with Threads right now. Is like Threads is kind of boring. Like there's a happy medium where you can have like biting humor without the Nazis and transphobia.
Right. Yeah, it's terrible. Well, the biggest, and I don't want to get too derailed, but the biggest problem with Threads is like all the biggest creators were just like hot people from Instagram who are not the greatest posters because they never had to be. Like, it's not their fault. They never had to be clever or funny. They're hot, but it doesn't make the timeline that poppin' either.
Yeah. And
like, what's your favorite cereal?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And the issue also is like you kind of have to have everybody transition to a new platform at once in order for like there to be enough content to make it worth being over there. And that's kind of at the very least takes too long. It takes a long time. So
yeah, so we'll see. We'll keep searching for for it. But as I said, the NFL season is back, so Wicked Good Sports, our other channel. It's going to be lots of videos. Going to be covering the Dolphins, the Saints, the Patriots, all the teams we cover, as well as the NFL just in general. So please check that out. We have Slow News Week that I've not been able to make stuff for because I've been so fucking busy with work. And I feel like the busier I get with work, the less creative I am.
Yeah, that's fair.
Burnt out. I can't like write funny jokes really. So hopefully I'll get back to that when I have some more time. But if you wanna subscribe to that channel too, that'd be awesome. And other than that, thanks so much, Ben. This is fun. We'll see you all in the next one.